Hello, everybody. My name is Ben Albee. I am a senior client success manager at CompStak, and I'm going to show you how to create a tenant leads list using the CompStak leasing data. So there's going to be three unique ways we're going to go ahead and create this list. The first of which is going to be using the execution date filter to find recent leads in your market of choice. So step one is going to be select your market. I'm currently in New York City. We're going to scroll down to the commonly used filter section where we can see execution date, and then we will tag all leases executed in the last year. If there are other criteria you'd like to apply to further refine down the search, you are welcome to do that as well. So in this case, we could say only show me leases above 1,000 square feet and less than 10,000 square feet if you find that this is a better lead profile for your prospecting. You could also define the building class, the building size, and then other tenant-related filters as well. So at any point, we could also search for tenant, see the tenant landlord filters. You could focus on a specific name and industry. So if my product is better suited for financial service companies, we could do that. So here we will see the 65 leases that match our search criteria, which are law firm leases executed in the last year in New York City between 1,000 and 10,000 square feet. So the second way we're going to be able to identify leads using the CompStak data is based on the expiration date. So rather than seeing new leases coming online, we're going to look at leases that are expiring soon who may be moving, which could also be a good target for us. So rather than going off of the execution date, we can look for the expiration date and say show active, meaning leases that are expiring moving forward, and then hone in on leases expiring, let's say, in the next 3 months. So let's do the end of the year till 12/31/2025. So there's 14,000 leases that match my search criteria here. And then what we can further do is once again, open this up and apply other filters. So leases between 1,000 and 10,000 square feet, maybe in Class B space. And then let's use that law firm example. So we'll go back to the tenant industry and then focus specifically on legal services. So there are 50 leases that match my search criteria. And once again, once we go ahead and hit refine, we would see all those individual leases listed out. Now, the last way we're going to find information is by identifying leases that have executed recently, but the lease itself has not commenced. So these are tenants who have signed a deal, but they haven't physically taken the space yet. So to do this, we're going to use the execution date filter and then combine that with the commencement date filter, which I'll show you once we refine and look at our individual leases. So once again, we're going to use the execution date. So I'm going to hit a new search, execution date, deals that have executed in the last 6 months. I actually leave this open-ended so we can just look at any deals that are executed moving forward, just in case you wanted to convert this into a saved search. And then once I hit refine to look at all deals executed in the last 6 months, I can hit my customize columns button here, bring in the commencement date to the front. So to do that, I can either find it on this list and drag it to the front, or just click in, click out of it. That will bring that to the front for me. And then I can also bring in my execution date to the front by clicking in. And now we have the execution date stacked up against the commencement date. If I filter for execution date starting today moving forward, we see it in this nice chronological order. And then we can find these deals, once again, looking and identifying the gap here. An example of a lease that executed in August, but the tenant doesn't take the space until December. Execute in August until September. So these are examples of leases that have executed, but by comparing it to commencement date, we know that the tenant hasn't physically taken the space, which is a good time to reach out to them and strike the iron while it's hot.